it's Kay. I'm in my conservatory and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I made some of these little padded Christmas trees for my gift to November, and I thought I'd do a little tutorial. A couple of people confirmed they'd like to see that. So today, a little tutorial how to sew these little padded Christmas trees. Pretty, aren't they? They are great for scrapbusters. I mean, they're tiny bits of fabric. If you've got fat quarters in a Christmassy fabric, you can use that. That's what I used. Or if you've got scraps of nice, pretty fabric, you can use that. It's anything really. So we're going to do that today. I used some nice fat quarters that I got from the Sew Hayley Jane outlet when that was open. So I'm using those today. And you will also need the template for the Christmas trees. And see if I can I'm going to put this in a bit sideways because I can get it closer. You can see that's a Christmas tree template and it's downloaded. I just googled padded Christmas tree pattern, but I will put the link down below. I will say when you get to the link, there's a lot of information first and it does start explaining how to draw a template. But if you go down far enough, you'll see that there is a link in the wording with the word template in blue. It says click here for a ready-made template, and that's what I got here. It's cut on the fold, so it's cut this side on the fold, and there's a gap at the bottom here, little notch there, and that's the bit you're going to leave open when you sew them up. So what you'll also need is preferably a Lindt reindeer. I couldn't find a Lindt reindeer there. I think they'd all sold out. So I've got a Lindt teddy bear. More of him later. So let's start. So cut your template out. I'm sorry, my knee is right next to where the camera is set. I shall try not to rattle it again. So get your template, get your fabric, make a little fold. Isn't that pretty? And you pin your lovely template onto your fabric. I don't know if you can see me doing that. Oh, you can see me doing it over there. That's right. That one can go out of the way. So I'm not very organised, am I? Don't do many tutorials. So yeah, lay your Christmas tree on your fabric. Pin round. Don't go mental, it's a Christmas tree. And once that's pinned on, so I've got the fold down here. There we go. This one looks like a piece of lace now. I've done so many, I've pinned it on so many times. So there you go. There's your little Christmas tree all pinned on badly. Cut round. I do 6, so you need 6 shapes like that. So not 3, 6. Okay, so I'll do that boring bit. I'll come back, see you in a minute. So we've got all our shapes cut out. Got 6 of them. I'm not going to demonstrate with all 6. So the next thing to do, I have, remember the little notches on the pattern just down here? That's so that you can leave the gap. So all I did was put a bit of fabric pen just there and on the other side, just so I know where to stop. So you sort your pattern pieces, your pieces of fabric out so that you've got 2 different ones together. You're going to sew 2 different coloured ones together. Try not to do 2 the same because it doesn't give you that nice colourful effect. If you look at the finished one, you can see that I've got one colour one side, one colour the other, one colour one side, one colour the other. It just makes it look a bit prettier. You can do what you like. So let's get our pieces of Christmas tree, pin them together, right sides together. Okay, so line them up. If you get the top bit and the top branches, as it were, lined up, the rest pretty much follows. So just pin them together all the way around. You might as well do all 6 together so that you'll have 3 shapes. Okay. Is it boring for you? Is this okay? Watching a lady pin a bit of fabric? Okay. That's it. I'll get them all lined up. And I'll carry on pinning. I'll come back when I'm ready to sew. Okay, so I've pinned all my pieces. I've got 3 of these all pinned together. What we're going to do is start. I'm going to start at one of these notches at the bottom, go all the way around and stop at the next notch so that we leave a gap underneath. So I'm going to start a notch, and I can't remember if it said a seam allowance or not. So all I'm doing is using the width of my sewing machine foot, and that's perfectly adequate. So I will just start. I hope you're going to be able to see this okay. Might try getting the camera a bit nearer for you. One moment. So here we are. Here I am. I hope you can see this. The trouble is it's a light fabric and the light's on it, but we're going to start at the notch, and we're just going to back stitches. Just get myself so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I've lost my sewing machine foot. I'm just going to couple forward, couple back, and then round we go. As I said, I'm just using my sewing machine foot as a guide. So we're just going to go to the top of the first branch, tip, stop, lift your needle, pivot your fabric, straight again, carry on. And out there, if you want to, you could put little dots in between the long branches so that you can see what you're doing. But I'm just going by eye because I've done 2 of these by now. Stop and pivot. Go to the end of the branch. Out there. Stop. Pivot the fabric. Carry on. Just follow the curve of the little branch. Stop. Needle up. Pivot. Take that pin out. It's getting in the way now. And the littlest branch. Stop. Needle up. Pivot. Needle down. Oh, sorry. Give you a shake there. Yeah, I've had to move the camera to the desk so that you can see what I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, stop. We're at the top of the tree. Stop. Needle up. Pivot. Off we go again. I keep saying needle up, don't I? What I mean is foot up. Foot up, needle down. So I've got my machine set up so that when I stop the needles down, that's what you need for a pivot. So ignore all that needle up malarkey. Do apologise. It's needle down, foot up, pivot, foot down, so, needle down, foot up, pivot. As you can see, I'm not the most accurate of sewers. Just keep that there and stop the end of the branch, needle down, foot up, pivot. Follow the line of the little branch. The bottom branches are a little bit more curved, so just make it steady. Stop in between, needle down, foot up, pivot. Off we go. This one, tip of the bottom branch, needle down, foot up, pivot, foot down, and off we go again. And I'm just coming up to the little mark now to tell me where to stop. Just there, a couple of stitches backwards, and forwards. Cut your thread, lift your foot up. You've now got a little Christmas tree sewn all round. Right, I'm going to stop there, put the camera back to where it was, because I can't do this. It's very difficult. It's especially difficult when you've lost your mouse and you can't turn the camera off. Right, here we go. So we've now got 3 little shapes like this. Hope you can see that. I'll put black on the other side so you can see. So we've sewn all the way around with needle down, K, foot up, pivot, and we've left a little gap at the bottom, there and there, so that we can turn it through. What you need to do first is do some snipping so that this doesn't go all bunched up inside. So for the ends of the branches, just so I'm going to have to look. Can't see. Snip off the edges as close as you can to that. So let's quickly do that. Whoop. So get as close as you can to the stitches without actually cutting through. Same at the top. So that's all the branches done. Otherwise, when you turn it through, you'll have a lot of material in there, bunching it all up, and it won't look good. No one likes bunched up. Then you've got the bits in between the branches, and you need to cut down. Be careful. See if you can cut a little slender V out there, because that really does bunch up there. So what I tend to do is cut down first, get as close as I can. So that's, if you can see that, yeah, and then cut a little bit away at the side as well. So just, so what I've done, I hope you can see that against my hand. I've cut down to make a deeper, a more shallow V. So do that on all your sides. And these would be very pretty if you could find a little tiny miniature string of battery lights. You could set them up on the side. You could put them on the mantelpiece. You could even have them as a little table decoration, little Christmas trees in the middle of the Christmas dinner table with maybe matching napkins. That'd be quite nice, mightn't it? So your napkins are literally matching your Christmas trees. So once we've done that, we've got to turn it out. So this is the tricky bit. I'm just going to see if I can do it over here. So you can see real time turning out. Yes. Yeah, I'm actually thinking I might whisk up a little napkin or two myself, because I've got some bits of this fat quarter left over. Or what you could do is get some shop ones, hideous, some plain cream or white or red ones, shop ones, and get a little Christmas tree templates and applique some little Christmas tree templates, small, like cookie cutter size, and have them on your napkins to match your Christmas trees. So I've got, this is one of those prim turny tools. So as long as you don't go mental, it's not, it's, I don't know, it's just, see how pointy that is. So just gently poke out the corners at the ends of the branches. They are deceptive. They sometimes look as if they've come out and they haven't. Can you see my cat? My cat's decided to come and have a look. Yes. So we just can't turn them out. So I'll carry on turning out because that is a bit boring. And I'll see you in a minute. Hello again. So we've turned our little tree inside out. We've poked all the corners through so they're all nice and pointy. If you do get a bit of creasing in these bits, if you just a little tug, that'll do it. Don't go mad because you'll rip your tree. Then press it, give it a nice press, and when you press it, here's where the gap is. Just turn under a little bit. Can you see that okay? So just turn under a little bit when you press it, and then when you close it up later, that'll be a lot easier to sew. It doesn't matter too much about the shape that you get it in or how much you turn it under, just as long as you've got a bit turned under, because at the end of the day this is going to be hand sewn up, which means you can adjust it a bit, and also it's going to be underneath. So we now should have 3 tree shapes. So what you need to do is arrange them so that you've got some decent colours together. So try not, so I've got 2 of this fabric. Try not to put them together like that, because when you get your tree, well, unless you want to, you'll have one whole side look like that. I like to mix them up a bit if I can. So I'm going to put a red one with that. So I'm putting a green one. Oh, sorry, I'll move it over here. So I've got a green one there, red one there. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. So I've got a green one, a red one. And then right at the end, I'm going to put a dark blue one with a light blue one and a little light blue one on the end. So you put all your tree shapes together, one on top of the other. Just sort them out nicely. And I used a clip for this because it's got quite thick now. Little clip, just clip it to the top and make sure all your trees are now lined up. So at the bottom branches all lined up. So everybody, you've got one tree on top of another, and they're all, no, oh sorry, I must keep remembering to do it up here. Come along, little trees. Get these little trees lined up. As you can see, they're not perfect, but it's a padded Christmas tree at the end of the day, not a ball gown. So they're nice and flat together, all together. I'm not gonna, my tree's going to look a bit like that when it's done. And just clip it at the bottom. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yes. Clip it at the bottom. And then we're going to sew from the bottom to the top. So let's find the middle. Just fold it in half, fold the whole lot in half. And just put, if you've got a marker pen, use a marker pen, but I'm just using a pin just to say, well, that's the middle. And I'm just going to use that to find my middle. Okay. So now I know where the centre is. Fabric to use, isn't it? So I know that my pin, can't even see that pin, can you? It's there. Pin is in the middle. Know where I'm going from. I'm going to go straight up the middle of this tree. I hope you can see this. I'm on machine. Yeah, good. I would recommend starting down a bit. Don't start right at the top because you have got a lot of material in there unless you've got a super duper machine. Little Jemima here, she can't cope with that. So I'm just going to put it down a bit. And I'm even going to have to move it a bit. There we go. So I'm just going to go down a few, back a few. And then, yes, here she goes. I was a bit worried she was going to jam. She did that on one of the trees and I had to sort of wrench it out. So all I'm doing is sewing straight down from the top to this pin I stacked myself on. I'm sitting a bit wonky, I hope you don't mind. There we go. You go, going to there. And as you see, mine don't line up great. Don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. So get to the bottom, back a bit, and back a bit. Boom. And okay. So you've now got a bit of sticking out through. You should now have a little book of tree. So it's quite sweet, isn't it? It's quite sweet. It's a little, it's like those children's cloth books. So what you're going to do now, switch off your machine, is that gap that you left before, here we go. You're going to start stuffing each section of your tree. So I'll start off to show you. I'm sure you know how to stuff. But take little bits first. So I've just got some ordinary toy stuffing, and I'm going to actually finish this off with some of the stuffing from an old cushion. So just a little, tiny little bit to get in the pointy bits. So stuff the pointy bits first. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to stuff this bottom of this branch. Just literally go in there and get that bit done first. So point it well into the corner. So you've got a nice plump bit of cushion stuffing in there. And then you can use bigger and bigger. But that's what I did. I stuffed all the pointy bits first, and then went from there to stuff the rest of the tree. So watching me stuffing this is like watching paint dry. So I'm going to go away and stuff this tree, because I'm now using my finger because I got into the pointiest bits. Stuff my little tree and come back and show you how to finish it off. Hi, we're on the home stretch. We've got our lovely little tree all sewn together. As you can see, I've gone for the red on one side and the green on the other, like that. So I've stuffed each separate section. You can see where the holes were. Make sure you get the pointy bits first, and I have got a few lumps and bumps because I ran out of beautiful toy stuffing, and I've used an old cushion, and it was quite a lumpety-bumpety filling, but still okay. So when you've stuffed each section, squoosh it all in. You just need to sew up the little gaps where you put the stuffing in. You can see I've done 5 of them. Let's see if I can show you how to do this. If you're not sure how to do it, I just did a little overstitch. So what we do, last bit here. So let's get this. This is very awkward. So there's the hole. Go one side, pick up the side, pick it through. So pick it up again, just on the very edge. Pick it through. If you want to be really neat, you can do what's called a ladder stitch, but as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be underneath. So I'm just holding the sides together with this hand, just sewing up there. Just keep it squished, because you can unsquish it later. You can give it a good squodge so that you can get it all fluffy again. Just a quick stitch along there. There we go. They don't take long to make. If you don't have time to make some this Christmas, because I was a bit late in doing the video, you can save it and do it for next year. They make lovely little Christmas presents. You could pop one in a gift bag with maybe some chocolates, or a little chocolate Santa or a chocolate reindeer. You could give them, as I said, with a little matching set of napkins. Quite liking that idea myself. I've only just thought of that, so I think that might be something I'm doing. So I've sewed up the whole length of it there. All I'm going to do, I've done a couple of extra stitches at the end. I'm going to poke the needle in and then out a little way away, like that. Pull it tight. Cut it. Right, that's it. So with the same bit of thread, I'm just going to put a bit of a knot in the end. Got one more thing to do. Remember that chocolate teddy bear? Come on, Teddy. This is why you need a reindeer, really. Take his ribbon off. You take cut the ribbon. And if you've got a reindeer, you've got a bell. got a teddy, got a little heart. You just sew the heart to the top. So should we do that? So we just sew the little teddy heart to the top. Of course, you can just go out and buy a nice bag of jingle bells and sew little jingle bells onto the top of your tree. But you don't end up with a chocolate teddy that way, do you? So here we go. Going to sew this little teddy heart on the top. There we go. Just a couple of stitches, depending on the robustness of your household. If you've got tiny children, I wouldn't bother with putting this on the top. Small children and small objects, I understand, don't go well together. So you could just leave your tree as it is. There we go. So just a couple of stitches. There's no small children in this household. There's just small dogs, and luckily they're not interested in padded things or toys or anything. So there we go. And again, I'm just going to stab that needle in through somewhere. Take it out lower down. Got it. That, as they say, is that. So we've got a little teddy heart there. I've got to eat a whole chocolate bear now. That is your completed Christmas tree, all padded and ready to give as a gift. Put on your mantelpiece, get a couple of them. You can make them, as I said, any material. I used fat quarters, but if you've got some Christmas fabric left over, I've actually got some Christmas dachshund fabric, so I might make one of those. And that used, I used a bit of fabric filling from an old cushion for that. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial. I'm not the best at tutorials, but I hope you enjoyed that, because I certainly did. So I will see you soon. Happy sewing and happy Christmas too.